All right, what was going on today in these markets? As always, we're looking at the S&P 500 and we're using the profile, baby. So, let's talk about today's trading day. We'll start with the overnight session, and then we'll talk about what went on today. So, if we look at the overnight, we had yesterday's close all the way down here at 27.32. Okay, so overnight session was pretty choppy until later in the session around 2 a.m. Then we started to really break out and move a little higher. So we had overnight inventory long. So what's the play here at the open? You guessed it. Once you have overnight inventory 100% long, you're looking for a short right at the open. And that was the first trade of the day. First trade of the day was a short, just to correct some of the overnight move, all right? So that's what happened there. We got a little correction of the overnight inventory. A nice short right from the open. You could take it for, today it was good for at least 10 points. And then once that overnight inventory gets corrected, it just continues back in its normal direction or its direction. So in this case, it just continued all day up, 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 up. And it didn't really correct any of the day's inventory, the regular trading hours inventory. So that was something kind of strange today. Not too strange because, this market is full of surprises, but we never really corrected any of these longs. It kind of just, you were just able to buy every freaking pullback today. And that was a little strange, all right? So I was pointing out all day that we would get some kind of liquidation or correction. As we were moving higher, this thing, you could see these pullbacks, 78, 80. We actually did get some H period, some little correction right here, but it wasn't even much. It wasn't much, and it barely took out the previous stops at 80. So on that last push down, we took out the G period stops, and it didn't really go much further. So H period was probably the best long of the day here today, if you weren't long from D period down there. Failure to make new lows, D period could have been another good long. D period right there. That was around 11 o'clock. After the morning correction, we had some liquidation come in, right? D period took out some of these longs from C period. We could see C period's low was right about there. And then D period came in, took out those, but wasn't able to break lower, wasn't able to make new lows on the day. So that was honestly the best long of the day, of course. But if you didn't catch that one, after it ripped up a bit through this 2787 level, which is from 416, April 16th close price, April 16th settlement, April 16th. But what was I saying here? Yeah, so after it went up, after D period, just straight up, straight up, straight up, H period came down and started correcting a little bit of these longs, but it didn't even take out E period, all right? So it didn't take out E period. H period was the final good long of the day. As it's telling us, this market has no sellers. It wasn't even able to take out a previous low from E period, 78. And yeah, that was probably the best opportunity if you weren't long, like I said, from D period, 2769s. And the market didn't really correct any of these longs, just went straight up all day long, just slowly grinding higher. Sellers were just handcuffed in somebody's basement, nowhere to be found today. So it was kind of weird not getting any selling. Kind of reminds us of January when you could have just bought the market, held overnight with your eyes closed, and you would know you would make money overnight. Kind of the similar action to that. Like we had a little, like we had a time machine and went back in time real quick today. But we did get some kind of correction later in the day. Literally, end of the day, M period, never fails. We actually wicked into 2806, which was a higher target I was putting in the chat all day. If we break higher today, we're going to go test 2806.50, and that level was the close from 420 Monday. So we wicked into that settlement price, and then it wasn't able to hold, and end of the day we got a little correction. There it was. That's all we got. And something to note about today's profile is there's a lot of excess at the highs, right? We got a lot of excess. That's good. That's good. But on this push higher, on this gap and this big range, since we did gap from yesterday, or not gap, we just migrated higher. Value is definitely higher than yesterday. So we definitely got some value migration higher. So with the big range, right? We have a big range, 2808 by 2765. So about a 40-point range, but we don't have barely any excess at these lows. So that's telling me, that has me on alert for tonight. So if we're not able to hold these lows down here, we should correct a little more, and go lower tonight. If we're not able to hold this excess 2767, or today's low is around 2766. So there's only like 6 ticks of excess down there. Notice at the highs we have some great excess. There's a bunch of ticks up there, but there's none at the lows. So on a big range day and value migrating higher, you would like to see some more meaningful excess at the lows, and we did not get that today. So let me just delete that level. We got a new level today, kind of similar to that previous level I just had, 2787.50, almost identical. That is just today's close. All right, so tonight at around 6 p.m. Globex, during the overnight session, we'll look to see if we can hold above 2787.5. And I don't really like how this thing closed. We closed on a big spike down. We could see some more selling tonight, I think. I don't like to guess, but I'll be watching it during Globex tonight around 6 to see what kind of action we get. And what I'll be looking for is, one, are we going to break below this 2787.50? If we do, then I'll look for these lower stops to get run. So the people who are buying it up today and they were blessed, they didn't get, whipped out like usual, because there was no selling today. They just shut off the sell button, I guess. But I'll look for these lower stops to get ran in Globex session today. So that'll be the first one right there, 2781, and then we got right here, what's that, 2779. I don't know why they pop up so weird on the candlestick chart over there. And then below there, we kind of got the same level right here, E period, same as H almost. Like I said, that was a good long off of H, since it wasn't even able to run those E period stops. You kind of just got to go with it. Just go with it. Close your eyes, hit the long button. And something else to note was the breadth chart opened up. I mean, it opened up very strong today. So that was something to note. It opened up around 18 to 1, almost 20 to 1. So that's a very strong breadth, but as we could see, it closed at 2 to 1. So the breadth kind of eased off a bit, but it never went negative. And then finally down here, D period, and then this excess at the lows. So those are some lower targets on for tonight if we get down there. Like I said, they just shut off the sell button today until later in the day. We got some liquidation, but that wasn't able to run those lower stops that we saw early on. So the D period and the lows of the day. See if those get tested today, or tonight rather. And yeah, see if any new selling comes into the party. If we look at the clean TPOs, let's see where we're at. So we kind of built some balance here, right where we had this previous 2-day balance area, right? So if I draw a little rectangle here, this is a little 2-day balance area. Looks like we traded inside of it for the most part of the day, and then around J period the thing just started to rip, and then M period ripped into Monday's close, but right back down. So acceptance back above the same level as today's close almost, which is interesting. Acceptance back below 27.87. The odds are likely we return back to 27.63. Take out the lows of today, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So a break above balance, above a 2-day balance area, you usually get a little trend action. So that's what we kind of got today. It was short-lived though. So kind of hit those targets and then just came right back off. That's why I don't really like trading the last 15-30 minutes of the day, because there's some just unpredictable behavior that comes out of it. So yeah, below 27.87, that means we're coming back into balance, which makes the odds likely that we come back to test 27.63. And yeah, I'm getting all this from the market profile chart. This is market generated information. This is not just me spewing out levels like they do on CNBC. I'm getting this from the market. This is the market generating information. But yeah, market profile, all it is based on price, time, and volume. The 3 most important things in the market. Where's price? How much volume spent at that price? And how much time is spent at that price, right? So price, time, volume. Those are the 3 most important things, and market profile makes it a little easier to identify these kind of things. How much time is spent, that's kind of acceptance. How much time are we spending above a level? And that's what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about acceptance, I'm talking about how much time is spent, and how much volume is being spent above a certain price level. Got it? So we're gonna see tonight, can we get below this 27.8750, and can we hold down? Can we hold below there? Spend some time below there. That should take us down to today's lows, 27.60s. And yeah, something else to note, last week's low is 27.11. 27.11 was put in on last Monday, exactly on Monday. So yeah, those are some levels to look at. If we do continue higher, since we did get some value migration higher, and we don't have a gap, which is good. We actually filled that other gap from the previous day, Monday. There was a little gap before today from there. We filled that in nicely. And we'll see. If we move higher, I'll look for acceptance into this this spike, this end of the day spike. See if we can hold back above 28.0650. So above 28.0650 should put us somewhere into 28.20s and then 28.50s up there. But since we did end on, a little beat down, I think we might get some selling tonight, but I don't like predicting. I will just see as we go. See where Globex opens at 6 o'clock, and I'll be in the chat room if you guys need any help with that, or you guys want to trade Globex with me. I'll be in there posting up my charts, posting up my levels. So yeah, that's kind of what happened today. We got a slow grind higher. No real selling. End of the day, we got some liquidation And that's about it. We'll see what we get tonight. And the fun continues. The fun never stops in these markets, huh? But that's all I got for you today. Or let's end on crude oil. Crude oil is still just a fucking mess. What a mess this crude oil market is. But if we combine it with yesterday, what does it give us? Nah, that's too crazy. That is just a whacked out profile from yesterday. But we do have a lot of excess down there, so I don't know. That low might be in 650. Jesus Christ. That is a very low low for crude oil. At least it didn't go negative like the previous month. But yeah, crude oil is taking a beat down. It did recover a little bit today, which is good to see. But it's got some crazy ranges, so I'm not trading this thing. I got some long-term holds on USL. USL didn't really move today. But basically USL tracks the longer-term crude oil futures contracts, so making a big bet here on USL going back up into the 20s in the coming months or year, however long it takes. I don't know, but I'll be here waiting. So yeah, crude oil, mess, S&P, see where it goes tonight. And that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're not in the chat room, put the link down below and you could get in there and trade with me live every single morning. And hang out with a bunch of, there's about 4,000 people in there trading all the markets, forex, stocks, futures, options, some crypto heads. So yeah, we got it all in there. And we'll help you out with whatever you need. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Hope you had a great day. And those are my levels for tonight. And we'll see. We will see. I'll be in the chat room tonight trading the Globex session. And yeah, come join me. See you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.